deep left field, down towards the pole. That ball is up, and it is gone.
All right, everyone. We are barking out directions and instructions, trying to keep everybody going right. Well, do this and do that. We got the McGillicuddies over on the Doohickeys. And all right, I'm Todd Kuhnen, host of the Weekend Sports Show, sponsored by the Yuba Center and brought to us by the Yuba Center Freewheelers, the Freebirds. I just combine names.
How long is it going to take us to get it right? I mean, I've done that. I tell people, it's the Highbirds.
the Freewheelers, it's the Freebirds.
Yeah.
Bob Fischetti, the man to my right. How are you doing, Bob?
I am. If I was any better, I'd have to be Twins just to enjoy it. Baseball is right around the corner. I went over to Bryant Field. We shot it. It's on 93 QTV. You can go look. Man, the grass, Todd, the grass is green. It's got that smell.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I cannot wait. We are, and get this, we are a month away. Today is April 18th, opening night, May 19th. We are a month and one day away from opening night of the 2026 Pioneer League season for the Freebirds. Not the Freewheelers, not the Highbirds, the Freebirds here. We have some announcements to get to also in just a bit about the Freebirds. They finally announced the coach.
Love
and
it.
let us know. It's not that they just found the coach. They had the coach, but they waited for the announcement. And we have the new coach coming up. For those of you that followed the Pioneer League Baseball last year, our coach, manager Frank Gonzalez, he'll be managing the ball club this year. Last year, he managed the Grand Junction Jackalopes. Prior to that, it was Colorado Owls. He has Major League Baseball experience. He was a pitcher in college, graduated in, 1989, drafted in the 16th round. Coached in the Colorado Rockies organization, spent 10 years in that organization, brings a wealth of knowledge. And look, I've heard him interviewed before. I haven't met him yet, but I've heard him interviewed before. He is just a hoot. Brings a lot of energy, and I can't wait to get him on the show so we can talk Freebirds baseball.
I want to get him in the booth, but that's going to be hard because he's managing. We'll have to get him post game, maybe pre-game. I don't know. We do something.
I would love. I don't know if the Pioneer League would allow this, but I would love maybe in the exhibition games to get a headset for him down and conduct an in-game interview while he's in the dugout. That would be awesome.
We could do that.
Yeah, I think that would be.
They have to allow that.
Yeah, sure they do. Sure they do.
And if they
don't, we'll do the old Jedi mind trick. These aren't the droids you're looking for. This is the promo you want. We'll get it done anyway.
So I have to tell you, when I did the tour, they've raised the netting 10 feet.
Okay.
Because these boys are hitting that ball.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they are hitting that ball. So they did that. They raised the home run up to the top of the wall. So because I realized they put that lighting in last year.
Yeah.
And we watched that lighting. So if there was a home run, because it's LED, they can flip it on and
Yep.
Well, now they can do it in colors, and they're going to have a strip that runs all around the top of the wall. So the strip changes. I mean, come on. This is just
awesome.
Good stuff. I was pretty excited. The field, they have spent a lot of time on it. They wouldn't let me run the mower. I don't know what was behind that.
we got it looking nice, Bob. We don't want to do anything to it.
They're like, you're not getting on that mower. I might be able to knock that guy off. I'm not that old.
Yeah, break out the atomic elbow. Come on, I can mow lawns. I can do that.
Well, that's the only reason I brought that up is because they are still hiring. And so it's important if you want to, work in the field, concession stand, what else did they say they had? But anyway, it's a great opportunity,
And if you go to freebirdsbaseball.com, you can click on the careers tab.
There
It's
you go.
just to the right of that. And right now, the positions that they have listed on the website are concessions operations, bartending, ushers, ticket takers, merchandise operations. They have an application that you can print out, and then you email it to Eric. That's Eric with a K. Eric at freebirdsbaseball.com. But go ahead and go to the freebirdsbaseball.com website, and you can check that out and see if those are positions that interest you. They've got those positions need to be filled. And while you're over there, while you are there, for those of you that still are looking to maybe host a ball player, it's just a great experience. You click one tab to the left, general information, come down to host families, and that's where you get the information about becoming a host family. They're still looking for folks and rooms to put the ball players up in.
And I just want to say, when they originally start the spring training, they have a lot more players than ultimately will be there.
Yeah.
So you could end up hosting a player that doesn't make the cut. So they have to have a lot more host families in the beginning, but even if that happens, you still get season tickets.
That's right.
So it's a win-win for everybody. Help these young men. I mean, it's baseball,
and that's the big perk. I mean, you have somebody come into your house, you develop this relationship. I mean, if those of you that listen to the show the last couple of weeks, I keep telling the story about the ball player that ended up going on to the pros, but he had the host family out when that team was in town. Anthony Bass, pitcher, when he was playing for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, when they were playing the Giants, he had the host family that he had back when he was playing for the Gold Sox back in the late 2000s. Had them come on out and just had developed that relationship with him. So you get that, plus you get 2 free tickets, not just for one game. Those are 2 season tickets for every ball player that you host. And all they really ask is that you have a bedroom with a room with a bed and bathroom access, a key or garage door opener so that they have access to the house, and a parking space available because all of these guys have their own vehicle that they bring with them. And then lastly, a warm and welcoming environment.
Yeah. If they decide they want to watch ESPN the entire time they're there, give them the control.
Yeah, give it to them. And they're not there all the time.
No.
When they're at home, they're obviously there. We're here playing, but these are folks that are going to be on the road for half the season, and
even when they're home, they got to go early for the games. It's not like they wait till 7:00 and thanks for dinner, I'm going over there. They're out there early.
I think for these games are going to be starting 7:00.
7. They did it later so that it's cooler.
Yeah, and it's a 7:00 start time. These guys have to be to the ballpark by 1 or 2 for a 7:00 start time, so that they can get prepped, get ready, go through their workouts, and then the game goes from 7 to 10. That's a nice thing about the way that things do go in the Pioneer League. Sometimes baseball can be, with a traditional in the pros, it can be sometimes a very long affair if it goes into extra innings. That's not the way they do things in the Pioneer League. You got 9 innings of baseball, so the game's coming in right around 2.5 to 3 hours. And if it's tied at the end of 9, they don't do extra innings. They go right to a knockout round. It's home run derby.
And it's exciting.
It is a blast to see that. But the nice thing is you are able to set reasonable hours, so you know when to expect the guys to be back, and they want to come home, they want to get their rest, wake up, and then get back to the ballpark. So
especially if you have it set up where they're going to be mowing the lawn in the morning.
Well, if you let them use the lawnmower. So.
I noticed that on people they're looking for, there was nobody on. There was no listing for lawnmower operator. Well, I don't know why that wasn't on there. Everybody already got there early and got the best jobs?
I think they were like, look, you call in, look, we do want a lawnmower operator. We were just afraid Fish was going to see it and apply. So if you just,
call him,
keep it on the down low. If he asks you when you got hired, tell him that you got hired a year ago. You were just late getting to the park. We don't want anybody knowing it was a last minute thing. Otherwise,
well, let me tell you, the lawnmower's cool. Otherwise, I wouldn't. It's cool. It's real wide. Oh, yeah.
Is it one of those that has like the tank controls like this, or is it a steering wheel.
That was steering wheel, I think.
Nice.
Oh gosh, I wasn't even looking. Maybe that's why they didn't let me on it.
Yeah, that's always a bonus. You want to know how to operate it before they let you wheel around something with cutting blades.
Oh, I do want to mention this too. Not only are they doing the lawn, but they're redoing the mounds.
Oh, really?
They're redoing all the dirt, all new dirt out there. It just looks great.
Did you get a chance to get up to the press box?
I saw it from a distance. I didn't go up there.
Did you see them wheeling in the recliners that we had requested?
That could happen. I did. I asked Jackson, did the request go in for the massage recliners for the? so
it's shiatsu baseball.
I didn't go up because he did tell me. He said, look, we haven't had a chance to get in there, and I went, oh yeah. So it's still got those fries you left in there last year.
Well, at least
those will be good.
At least from previous years. I know in the past. So when was it? This would have been like 2018, 2019. I got in there to go and clean up the booth, and I don't think anybody had been in there for at least 6 months. And if you recall the booth back then, it still had part of the walls that weren't there, and there were some birds that were just viewed that press box as their own personal home. and apparently
they moved in.
Apparently the side of the press box where the broadcasters would be was also the side that the birds decided was their, how do I put this, lavatory.
Oh, the restroom.
Yes.
They were in there resting.
And so it was always interesting to go ahead and take care of that. You fire up the air conditioner and you hear this, and you realize that some birds might have still been in the air conditioner.
Well, I will tell you, last year you could tell it was painted, it was clean, it was sealed, air conditioner, keeping nice and cool in there, wasn't loud.
That was the best working AC I have ever had there.
Yeah, we felt sorry for the other guys. We shut the door.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
I'm excited because the very first team we're going to play is the Coast.
The Long Beach Coast.
Yeah, but my wife said, nah, she's waiting for the Modesto. What is it, the Modesto?
Was it the Roadrunners?
Because she said she wants to see JT Snow.
That's right.
And I said, Patty, you can't go watch our team and be thrilled for the manager on the other team. So I'm going to tell her, look up Frank Gonzalez. He played for the Rockies, right? He managed in the Rocky organization. I'm very grateful that every time I talk to them, Todd, I find out how close this is to professional baseball. So they're trying out some more things this year.
Yeah.
And one of them is it ABS?
Yes.
It's the pitching deal. So they're not getting rid of the umpires. I want to make that clear. However, electronically, they will be able to tell you exactly where the ball is. And those of you that are in the stands, because no matter where you sit, unless you're right behind a plate, but even then, you can't always tell. But it's going to be up on the big screen. You'll see exactly where that ball was. Now, the reason I say that is because the Major League has now picked up challenges.
That's right.
It is so wild. We saw challenges last year here in the Pioneer League, and now the majors have picked it up. It is so wild to see a batter go, right? He's like, I'm challenging that. And I have to tell you, most of the time they miss it.
They do. And so just to let you know what Bob's talking about here, so you know the challenge system, which is the electronic strike zone and in the major leagues. And they last year in the majors, they tested it during spring training, but they didn't have it during the regular season. And so what it is you get a certain number of challenges. I think each team gets three per game. And if you think that it was a ball, and it was a strike, or vice versa, if you think it was a strike and the umpire called it a ball, you can tap your helmet. If you're the catcher, you let they're challenging it, and then they immediately go to the challenge system to let you know what the actual call was. And so that is the way that it works in the majors. In the Pioneer League, every team has that challenge system, and that with one exception, and that's going to be the Freebirds, where every call will be determined on the automatic system. So the home games that are played here, All the balls and strikes are called via that system, and the home plate umpire will let you know what we call the eye in the sky says. So I guess that means that the umpire is like the seer, the oracle, the one that communicates with the almighty eye in the sky to let you know balls
the
and
great
strikes.
Baseball god.
Yes.
So listen, I'm walking across the field, and Harrison says to me, "Hey," because I threw the first pitch out last year in one of the games. He said, "Hey, you going to throw the first pitch out?" And I said, "Yeah, I threw a strike last year." And immediately I thought, are they going to put that thing on me? You're going to put that up there so I can tell people I threw a strike, and they go, "No, we saw it, man."
Yeah.
It was 4 feet over the catcher's head. I don't want to hear you threw a strike, right?
I would love to have the first pitch, the first pitch be challenged. You know, it comes in, tapping their head.
If he
no!
calls it a ball, I'm challenging it. So, and I want to say this. Harrison brought it up. If you're asked to do the first pitch, you may think it's not a great distance, but 60 feet.
Yep.
If you're not, trust me, you're going to have to throw that ball.
Yeah, 60 feet, 6 inches. You know, and it's one of those things where, look, if you gave me a baseball, I could stand, 60, 80 feet away and do soft toss and throw a baseball, and it'd be fine. I could even throw it with a little bit of oomph on it, and it'd be fine. But you put me out on a mound in front of a bunch of people and all that, and now it's the hardest thing in the world to do. For some reason, all coordination leaves, and but yeah, it'll be fun though. Love to see you do the first pitch. Now, what I want to know, Bob, is are you going to try your hand at the national anthem?
No.
Or not your vocal cords at the national anthem.
Not going to do that.
Well, let's ask our engineer. Mason,
nobody wants to hear that.
Mason, do you want to sing the national anthem?
Nah, I don't think I could.
Oh, come on.
Leave it to the professionals,
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Kurt last year, who does a lot of our video work, camera work, Kurt, he said the national anthem is very difficult on the bagpipes. He's a bagpipe player.
Yep.
So he told him, he said, "Well, I'll play America the Beautiful." And they said, "That'll work." Right? It's like, yeah, this is going to be a great season. We're coming to a conclusion for high school baseball.
Yes.
You're going to be talking about that. And so I just want to let people know when the season is over. This show is at 4:00. Once the high wheelers start,
You mean the Freebirds?
What did I say?
The high wheelers.
Of course I did. Harrison is going to say, "You know what, Fish? I'm going to give you a tape recording that says the name of the team over and over again in your sleep."
Do you remember that episode of Cheers where was it Cliff Clavin had Norm? He had the buzzer. Anytime I say something obnoxious, just buzz me.
Oh.
And he kept buzzing him and stuff. That's what's going to be. We're gonna have the buzzer, like the shot collar for the dog.
Yeah,
You know?
you say it wrong. It's like you're done. You're toast. Right? So I want people to know this 4:00 show, the Freebirds sports show, will disappear because we'll be doing pregame for the games. So, which is a lot more than a weekend show, because when they're here, it's 6 days.
That's right.
So the games start at 7. Pre-game show will be at 6:30, and we'll be trying to interview players and coaches and sometimes just fans and pulling them up in the booth and letting them tell us what they think. But after the game, there is a post show. So that's an hour, but it's pre and post of the game. So that'll be coming up for you. And then the weeks they're not here, we'll decide if we're going to pull a show to just talk about what's going on.
Yeah, and let folks know what happened on the road. And when the folks, you raise a good point here. When they are on the road, you can still catch Freebirds baseball because these games are going to be televised. Let's talk a little bit about the video feed for the baseball games here. Is it still they're going to have a multicam system with AI tracking the movement of the baseball and what we have? That's what's going to happen here.
5 or 6 cameras.
That's awesome.
They refused to put one in the press box. I don't know what the deal was. I want people to see the new recliners.
We keep saying reclining. It's going to end up being lawn chairs that just kind of tilt back. There you go.
Nah, they take care of us.
But I wanted to also say, so we talked about manager Frank Gonzalez coming back. We do have a holdover, somebody coming back from last year's coaching staff. Last year, Gary Davenport, he was the first base coach.
Yes.
And so Gary Davenport, he will be coming back. He coached with the San Francisco Giants minor league system for quite some time, and it was just a great addition and asset for the ball club. This will be his third year coaching. He will have coached in the Freebirds organization for all of the iterations. He coached it when it was the YOLO High Wheelers. He was an assistant coach when it was the Yuba Sutter High Wheelers, and he is now the assistant coach for the Yuba Sutter Freebirds. And so Gary Davenport, I'll just put it out there, he has been the constant. He's the one holding it all together.
Oh, yeah, don't put no pressure on him.
No pressure there. No pressure. None whatsoever. And then
so whenever he's making a decision to tell a player where to run or not, if we don't think it's good, we can be up in the booth doing this.
Yeah, especially if he runs and he gets thrown out. When he's done, he's like, hey, I want to challenge that decision. But rounding out the coaching staff, Robbie Bales, who coached for the Jackalopes last season with Frank Gonzalez, he'll be coming in. He was the hitting coach for the Jackalopes last year, so he is. They have usually have a three-person coaching staff: the manager and two assistants, and Robbie Bales will be rounding out that.
So is he also the pitching coach?
I'm not certain.
No, you just said he was a hitting coach.
He was the hitting coach.
So I wonder if. Yeah,
I rather suspect, since Frank Gonzalez was a pitcher in college, and he's got a son, Marco Gonzalez is still a Major League Baseball pitcher. I don't know which team he's playing for this year, but he's pitched for the Cardinals, Mariners, Pirates. He's pitched for 10 years, and I would imagine that Frank, being a pitcher, will probably assume a lot of the pitching coach duties working with the ball players. So that's where we're at as far as our coaching staff is concerned.
That's awesome. I do want to let the folks know we've got 93Q TV up and running. There's not a lot of programming on it, but it's on YouTube, on 93Q TV on YouTube. And in my conversation with Harrison, there is a possibility, we're trying to work on rights and that, where we would be broadcasting the games not just on audio like we do, but we would be pushing their feed out on 93Q TV.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
So yeah, give people an opportunity. You know, I know it's very difficult, like for my wife to get to a game, especially since she got hit by a foul ball. She's like, "There's no place safe over there." It's like, baby, there's all kinds of sit in the press box.
Well, you know, to that end, was it quite some time ago that she got hit by the foul ball?
Yeah, it was.
And that was a concern for all the way up until, I want to say, all the way up until the Freebirds came in. Foul balls on the right side or the left side, if you sat right behind the dugout, well, you had to keep your head on a swivel because that is foul ball central. But now they've got that safety netting that goes probably, 30, 40, 50 feet high, and it goes all the way down each side. So the only way you could really get hit by a foul ball if it's one of those arcing ones. And look,
that's what got her. She was right behind the plate.
Was she really?
Yeah, and she got. Now, having said that, they're replacing that screen. It'll be
more
really? See-through. Yeah. I was. There's so many changes out there. They're sinking a ton of money in there, folks. I love that because I love Bryant Field. If I had an objection, it would be worthless. Right? And the objection would be the distance between the catcher and the backstop.
Yes.
Right? Because you can't run on that, right? But on the other hand, if you get to sit back there, you're close.
Yeah.
So from the point of being a fan, it's really great, right? But being a player, I mean, they've got to be thinking, teams that come in here and play at Bryant Field, they have to be thinking the coach is telling them, don't run from third. I don't care if it's a pass ball.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious to see a pass ball, guys on third and thinks, this is going to be easy pass ball. I'm sprinting for the plate, and it ricochets off the back. The catcher who knows it turns around, grabs the ball, comes back, and on a pass ball is just waiting. Come on, you got a little bit more to go. Out by 10 feet. It's hilarious to see that happen.
I haven't had a chance to travel around to see, the places where other teams play. That might be fun to do.
Yeah.
Take it on the road. Go watch it.
Do a road trip.
Do a road trip with them when it's close, like Modesto would be easy.
We could do that. We could take a trip down to the Oakland Ballers. I wouldn't mind going down to see a game down there. Go to Modesto. I don't know that I'm going to go all the way to Long Beach, but I'll tell you, the Long Beach game, I'm looking forward to that. For those of you that were fans of the ball club last year, remember two names, Brett Wozniak and Cuba Bess. Both of those guys, leaders of the ball club last year, they're both playing for the Long Beach Coast. Great
players. And so, folks, we will cheer with them when they first come out. After that, game over.
They're on their own. They're on their own.
You're coast now. You're toast. You're toast from the coast.
And you mentioned that your wife is really looking forward to the Modesto Roadrunners coming into town, and you mentioned the name J.T. Snow. Yes, that is the J.T. Snow who played with the San Francisco Giants, was the first baseman. If you remember that famous scene where Dusty Baker's young 5-year-old son was the bat boy, and there was a play where the guy got a hit and dropped the bat, and J.T. Snow is coming in to score. He scores, and he looks back, and there's another runner coming behind him. He looks to his right, and there is young Darren Baker out there to get the bat, and J.T. Snow picks him up to keep him from being a sandwich on that play at the plate, and that's J.T. Snow. He was, I think last year he did he did color commentary on a part-time basis for the River Cats.
Oh.
And this year he got the full-time gig to coach the Modesto Roadrunners. So he is their coach down there in Modesto.
For these guys like Frank Gonzalez, who's been pro ball, to be connected with the Pioneer League, that this is that level.
Yes.
This is that level. And I was standing out in the field talking to Harrison, and he's telling me how they're raising he said they love that Bryant Field is in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
But they really don't want to keep hitting cars. I did find out this.
Your car got hit, didn't it?
My car got hit. By the way, my insurance covered it. It was great. But I want to mention this. I asked Harrison, how much is a baseball? Take a guess.
$12.
Oh, no, it's less than that, but still more than I thought.
How much?
$5.
$5?
So $5 a ball. And they use, 5 or 6 dozen per game.
Gee.
I mean... Yeah, no wonder those kids are running after those foul balls. They're selling them back to the guy. Can I get a hot dog for this? I mean, that's what I do.
That's awesome. And trust me, if you come out to a ball game and you want to have fun people watching, just sit there and watch the kids run after the foul balls. It is hilarious to see. I mean, you would think that they're running after something that's worth $100 or something, but to come away with a foul ball, and it doesn't matter. You have the 12-year-olds running after it. You get some 5-year-old running after it, and
you got the 130-year-old getting really competitive over it.
Yeah.
Mason, you got to stop doing that.
I always love to see. The ball comes in. You have the 30-year-old, the adult that gets it, and you have an adult that gets it. And they'll go ahead and give the ball to the kid. Love to see that. Every once in a while, you get the adult that gets it and hangs on to it himself, and you can just feel the boos starting to come like, dude, you got to give that ball up. You can't keep it. It's got to go to a kid. That's like baseball rule 101.
When Patty got hit, it really bruised her shoulder. I mean, it was black and blue. And this little girl come up. She wanted the ball, and Patty just went, point. It's like,
I earned this.
I
paid
ball.
For this.
Wait for the next one, I want to mention, if you are on the first base side of the field, at the end of the field by where the pitching cages and everything are, that's going to be a big patio.
Oh, yes.
With a bar, street tacos made fresh right there. So you can sit and watch the game. I mean, yeah, this is just good stuff. They are acing that whole field. It's just every time I turn around, there's something new.
I can't wait to see because we've been hearing about everything sort of piecemeal. Okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. But it's not until you go to the park for the first time where you get to see all of it at once. These are the improvements.
Yeah.
And you know, shout out to Harrison and Jackson Shapiro and to the Freebirds organization. Their primary concern is to enhance the fan experience.
Yeah.
I mean, look, we love baseball, we love the game, but there has to be things that get people to come out and that make it an enjoyable experience, because you're going to remember the way you felt, the smells of the game, the great food that you had, the great drinks that you had, and they're very attentive to that. And it's going to be a great experience for folks coming out to the ballpark.
They did nix the elevator to the press box.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Well, apparently we have to get our steps in anyway.
Well, you get the recliner. It was a choice. The recliner
or the elevator.
The lounge chair or the elevator. I went with the recliner.
And you know what? I support you on that call. 100% support you with that call.
By the way, he did assure me there will be popcorn, peanuts, and Cracker Jacks. And so that's going to be good, as well as a lot of other great food that they've got planned. Yeah, this is going to be a feast. You know, for your nose, right?
Yes.
Smelling it, feast for the food, feast for the game. It's going to be great baseball. You know, the more, because I hadn't been to the field, but I'd be thinking about it, right? Gosh, I just can't wait, right? I over and saw the field, smelled the new moon, and I thought, John Fogerty's right. I can play center field.
Yes.
They're not going to pick me up, but I think I could do it.
Put me in, coach.
Yeah.
Put me in. And you know, the folks you were talking about, and we were talking about the fact that we have guys with Major League Baseball experience that are managing the ball club here, managing Modesto, managing down in the Long Beach coast. And so we've got folks. And the nice thing about having Major League Baseball experience is you get these ball players that come in. Some have been in other minor league systems, team affiliated. Last year we had a couple of guys that were in AAA baseball the year before, and for whatever reason, whether, you know, a lot of times it's due to injury, they lose their contract, and this is the way they're playing back into that shape to be able to play. But it's nice to have a manager who has been there, who has been to the show, or has been in the minor league system for a long time, that represents the goal that you're trying to achieve. And I thought that was really important back with the Gold Sox, when the year that they had Brock Stassi as the manager.
Yeah.
Brock Stassi as the manager, and his brother Max Stassi was coaching third base. This was during the pandemic year. And, you know, it was great for the kids that are college players to be able to work with these guys, because they represent and have the mindset that you need to have if you want to take it to the next level. And those teams really responded well to that. And so to that end, we're going to shift here and talk a little bit about the ball players that might want to make it to the next level, and that is the local high school.
And we've got some players.
We do.
We had a guy last week hitting 700.
Gabe Jara was hitting over 700. And
it's like he's liable to get picked up a season.
No kidding. Those are like video game numbers. And so let's go ahead and we'll just go league by league and do the quick recap there. I want to save for last. We're going to go ahead and save the Golden Empire League stat, because that's where Sutter High School plays. And really want to talk about Sutter High School. They have got a heck of a season going on right now. But we'll start out with the Foothill Valley League. That's where Yuba City High School and River Valley High School, they play in that league. And Yuba City High School, they are coming on. They're up to third place in the league. They're 8-4 in league play, 10-10 overall. Last week, they were 6-3 in league play. They're riding a 2-game winning streak, so they keep tacking on. And you talk about ball players that are getting it done. Not a whole lot to update with with River Valley because River Valley didn't play last week. They didn't have any games scheduled for last week. But listen to this. This is for Yuba City High School. Brody Miller, his batting average is down to 468.
Oh,
all right, down to 468, and that is not a small sample size. He's got 62 at bats on the season.
Gosh,
so 62 at bats. He's got 6 doubles, 1 triple. He's played in 20 of the games. But listen to these other guys are all batting averages that are on the rise. Max Guth, his batting average. A week before, let's see here, Mr. Guth, a week before he was hitting 354. His batting average is now up to 362. Ivan Perez, last week, who was hitting 316 after a week of play, batting average up to 340. Who else do we have? Emilio Ramirez, his batting average is up to 276. The week before, it's 3 points. It was at 273. Josh Dalpoghetto, he's hitting 308. Wyatt Lane is hitting 245. Their offense is coming around. They're making a push, and I think that other teams are nervous. I don't think they'd want to play Yuba City High School because they scuffled a little bit early on in the season. Sometimes it takes a while to get that timing down with the bat to find your identity as a ball club. But the Honkers really know where it's at right now, and they're playing some awesome baseball.
Once you start connecting, right? And some teams, I've been a Cardinals fan all my life, and it's like the Cards sometimes, the beginning of the season, it's like you think, I'm not watching them.
I think there's a recovery program.
And then boom, I think there's a recovery program. Yeah, my wife would agree with you. When are you going to be a Giants fan? You've been in California forever.
So next week, the Honkers, they have a 3-game set. It's going to be 1 at home, 1 away, and let's see, 1 away, 1 at home, and away against Placer High School over in Auburn. So they're playing on the 20th at Placer High School, and the 22nd will be at Yuba City High School, and then the 24th back at Placer. So that 3-game set against Placer High School, and that there's a lot on the line there because Placer High School is in second place, so they are one spot ahead of Yuba City High School, and basically a game ahead of Yuba City High School. So Yuba City has their work cut out for them to try to overtake Placer High School. So a lot on the line for the Honkers next week.
Yeah.
Lyndhurst High School, we'll focus. Lyndhurst still scuffling. They are. They still only have 1 win on the season. They're 0-10 in league play. They're 1-16 overall, 5-game losing streak. Having a tough year as far as the win-loss column. But if you take a look at the individual statistics, they still got some guys that are knocking the cover off the ball. Sonny Daniel, Emilio Zermano hitting 391. Gabe Jara, now he was hitting at over 700 last week. The week before, he was at 706, and I think the reason he doesn't show up in the stat sheet now is you have to have a minimum number of plate appearances to qualify, and he didn't have the minimum number of plate appearances because I believe Lyndhurst may have been off last week. Let me take a look here. Nope, they lost 2. They played at Highlands, they home and away game, and they lost 11-7 at home, and then 18-0 at Highlands. And so I don't think Gabe Jara had enough at-bats to continue with the minimum number to be ranked among the leaders. But when he is, the kid's just knocking the cover off the ball. So
yeah, who knows? He could have been sick that week.
Could have been.
You don't
could have
know.
Been. Dog ate the homework.
Dog ate the homework.
Let's shift gears and come on over to the Pioneer Valley League. Take a look at the stats over there. That is where Wheatland High School and Marysville High School play. Now, Wheatland is bringing it on. They are at 6-2 in league play, 15-6 overall.
Wow.
They have a 4-game winning streak. They're up to third place. They dropped it. Here's the thing. They're riding a 4-game winning streak. They still dropped 1 spot in the stands because Oakmont played a lot of games. Actually, they're tied with Oakmont for second place. So statistically, when you look on Max Preps, they have them listed as third, but they're actually tied. Both Oakmont and Wheatland are 6-2 in league play, and but Wheatland has a better overall percentage. They're 15-6 overall, whereas Oakmont is 11-13 overall. So they are sub 500 overall, Wheatland is 714 overall win percentage. They're tied for second place. Wheatland with the 4-game winning streak. And here are how some of the ball players are doing for Wheatland. We got Brody Maleka hitting 417, Ezekiel Gutierrez at 404, and those are dips for them. So it's down to 404. They were hitting a little higher. Kale Nakamura's up to 362. Israel Cortez is hitting 341. So Lyndhurst, or Wheatland rather, has the ball players. They're making a push for postseason play. They're not too far behind the league leader at Lincoln, who is 7-1. So they're only a game out of first place in league play. Marysville, on the other hand, scuffling. They have a 3-game losing streak. They're down to 2-6 overall, but they're just trying to get it together. They still got some guys that are hitting well, though. Tegan Jung. Now, that you met Tegan, right?
Yeah, nice kid. And he was one of the ones I was telling you. He plays multiple sports. He's basketball and baseball. For all I know, he plays everything else as well, even shuffleboard.
Including the bagpipes?
Yeah, he plays the bag. We'll have Kurt teach him.
Yeah. So he's hitting 351 on the year, 2 home runs. Chevy Zakharopoulos hitting 333. Austin Jacobs at 280, and Joe Harden at 276. So that's how Marysville's got going. But let's shift gears. I'm using that one. Let's get to Sutter High School. Oh, my gosh. Sutter High School, I think, is the team nobody wants to play because they're 11-4 overall. They got a 4-game winning streak going on there, or 11-4 in league play. They have a 4-game winning streak. They're 18-4 overall. They have a better win percentage overall than the Golden Empire Baseball League leader at Woodland. Now, Woodland is 12-0, undefeated in league play, but overall they're 16-4. So, Woodland, Sutter, and Destiny Christian Academy. Woodland's got a 6-game winning streak. Sutter has a 4-game winning streak. Destiny Christian, they're dangerous as well. They're riding a 9-game winning streak coming in. But listen to this is the stat that just blew me away when I saw this. Aiden Zwisig, his batting average now at, he's got 40 at-bats on the season, 58 plate appearances. Batting average is up to 500. Hitting 500. Cole Callison, he's got 68 at-bats on the season. He's batting 441. Jake Cummins, 407. Blake Agger, 368. Blake Boyer is hitting 361. Carter Johnson and Aiden Roche both hitting 340. Landon Singh, 338. And Dylan Duncan dropped a little bit. He's at 246. But with the exception of Duncan, all those other ball players are bringing it on in late season. Those are all batting averages that are up to those batting averages. I'll give you an example. Zwisig last week.
It's one thing to have a couple of good hitters on a team, but when you have
what is that?
There's only 9 guys playing, and 7 of them are hitting over 300.
That's 8 ball players hitting over 300. And Zwisig, for example, Zwisig is hitting 500. That batting average is up from 467. So he added 33 points to his batting average last week, and just. Like I said, they're just doing really well. Now, full disclosure, my nephew, he started for Sutter High School pitching last week, Brandon Flores, and they got a win in that start. So shout out to Brandon Flores, good job out there on the mound. But Sutter High School is just. They are getting it done. Really looking forward to see how far they're able to go in the postseason play.
Sutter's just got great sports.
They do.
They have great coaches and just great support. And I don't know how much people realize how important that is. You know, if your kid's playing ball, if any sport, if your son or daughter's playing, support them. Get out there and do everything you can. I know when I played, my father had passed away, but my mom, there was no way she's showing, and my brothers and sisters was like they could care less. Yeah. They were busy. They had their own lives, and it was like, yeah. And so that support means a lot.
Here's my view on sports, and because I had a friend of mine and a family member both offered this opinion that I absolutely disagreed with, and they said, why are they so gung ho about sport? It's not like they're going to go pro. Okay, so statistically speaking, yeah, such a small percentage. I think it's like less than 1% of anybody who plays high school baseball is actually going to go pro. But it's not about that. Mm-hmm. It's not about going pro. It's about having a shared activity and the ability to be part of a team and understand that you can do things as part of a team and to be there for your teammates. And it builds character. I can tell you that in my day job, I supervise a group of people, and we're all attorneys, right? And the people that played sports are the ones that get it in terms of a cohesive ability to get it done. Even though you would think that well, it's just you and your client, it's really individual. No, the team mentality is so important. It teaches responsibility. It teaches team sports. It teaches the discipline to be able to work on your own time so you can perform when you are on the field of play. I don't care if it's in the field of play or in a courtroom or wherever you're at. You learn those fundamentals from sports. And people that miss out on that don't see that, are really doing a disservice. And I think Sutter High School and Yuba City High School as well, and all the high schools, they just get it. I mean, look at Faith Christian, for crying out loud. They get it in terms of sports. They got a student body of, 50, 60 kids in the entire school, and 12 of them played on the girls' basketball team, and they won state. It's just amazing when people get that.
I tell people, I didn't have any illusions that I was going to end up playing for the Cardinals. I just loved baseball. But as I went through high school, it was a different era. We all knew I was 1A. I'm getting drafted. Yeah. We knew. Guys, we'd actually have these conversations, right? And you'd be, out at a night and eating at some burger joint, and the conversation would be, have you got called yet? And then I came out to California, I had a girlfriend out here, and came out, and I decided, I'm coming out here, right? I'm going to marry this gal. So I go home to pick up my stuff, and there's a letter there.
Oh, gee.
It's like, congratulations. Thank you. And it wasn't from the Cardinals organization.
No.
I'm just saying.
It's a different organization with the bird as a mascot.
Yeah. Uncle Sam needs you. And so it was a different time. But I wasn't, I didn't think. I just loved the game. So it didn't matter. So when I was in the military, whenever they'd put a team together, I'd go play. Yeah. Right? Because it was like, man, I love this. We get to do this. Of course, I was stationed at a place that snowed most of the time, so we had 2 seasons, winter and the 4th of July. And so we played baseball on the 4th of July, and the next day you put the parka back on. Oh. And the baselines were frozen.
Where was that?
Japan. It was northern Japan. You've been to Japan.
Yeah, I lived there. Yes.
Yeah, it was a northern tip of Honshu, which is the big island. Up above that's Hokkaido. It's even colder up there.
That's where I lived, up on Hokkaido. Yep. Yeah. Free snows 8-9 months out of the year. They called us the frozen chosen. We were yikes.
There's a reason why Hokkaido has the ice festival.
Yes.
There's a reason.
But little known fact, Shohei Ohtani of Major League Baseball fame, when he played in the Japanese league, played for Hokkaido, the team up in Hokkaido, the Ham Fighters. He played for them. He was up in Sapporo.
Well, he's loving being where he is now.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, if he wants to feel like home, he's got to go stand in a box freezer. It's like, I'm comfortable now.
Yeah. They don't get a lot of snow down there in L.A.
The Japanese love baseball. No. They love baseball. It's a great place to be if you love baseball. So.
You go to baseball here, and it's, the people taking in the game, you're talking, they're doing things. They have the Japanese, when they're at a game, you've got the organized chants, cheerleaders, things going on, and it is an awesome place to take in the baseball experience. Really is.
Yeah.
So that's going to take care of it for us here with the Weekend Sports Update show, sponsored by the Yuba Sutter Freebirds. I almost called it the High Wheelers. The Yuba Sutter Freebirds. I'm gonna have to. I do the play-by-play for the team. I'm gonna have to get that down.
Yeah, you are, because we're going to put that shot collar on you.
That's
and you
right.
say high wheelers.
Yeah, it's a shot that left. So thanks for coming on, Fish, for the show here. A special shout out to Mason, our engineer. Thank you for doing your job there, buddy. And we will see everyone next week. Again, get your tickets. Starting of the season is just around the corner. May 19th is the first game of the season, so prepare your schedules accordingly. For everyone else, I'm Todd Kuhnen. Thanks for joining us here. We'll see you next week.